Welcome to the very first episode of Stigbürt the MG ZT190. Now, cars that have been stood around not being used get dirty in the same way that cars that are driven on the roads get dirty. And this one hasn't had a wash for a little while. So, you think that's what I'm going to do? No, there's something a bit more pressing to deal with first. And that is the matter of its rear seat belts, which are locked into position. Locked. Yeah, it is like really locked, you know. Look, completely locked. What about the middle one? Yes, completely locked. And this one as well, making it a car that I cannot use, even if I want to do, as a rear passenger ferry. I mean boat. No, bus. That's the one. That would be my first job, although I've got an omelette to eat. Meaty omelette. The best I can hope for here is to be able to slacken off the belts by undoing them at the mounting point. If I undo that, move it back and move it up, maybe it'll just pull it in further. Maybe once it's slackened off, because the inertia has been activated and therefore it can't stop being activated. Hopefully it will simply work. And now with the back seat down, access is much better. Now I've got a feeling that all three of these seat belts are going to have to be replaced. If that's the case, Allegro man is on hand. And I think that actually the job of replacing the seat belts probably isn't too difficult, because they all go into this parcel shelf just there. Removal of these rubber bunglets, I think it's just these come off and then you can basically pick that up and pull it out. As to be expected, yep, all three completely stuck. So whether that's down to lack of use or that little knock that Boaty had where he hit a curb, I'm not really sure. Could be the pretensioners have activated and then pulled themselves tight. But then again, why wouldn't they just slacken off afterwards? I mean, the pretensioners are a good idea, but if you're then trapped in the car, Christmas tree. That's what this section is held on with. Lots of these little Christmas tree thingies. They're quite easy to pull out with one of these. Watch. There, didn't break it. Good. Then we need to remove the C-pillars, and then this should just pop up without any trouble. Parcel shelf out of the way, and we have access to the seat belts, which no doubt have had the pretensioners set off, and that's what's caused this. Although, oh, hang on. Oh. No, it wants to, wait a minute. Now, they all appear to have one big Torx bolt going through, fixing it to the rear shelf. And that's it. Doesn't seem like much, does it? Well, let's find out. Now, the really tricky part here is actually not the middle one at all, but the ones on the edges. Because you could very easily, I reckon, end up whacking the glass with your ratchet, especially if they're done up quite tight. But that one's not. That's fine. It's not here to mess me around and make my life difficult. No, seat belts are supposed to save lives, not ruin them. One knackered seat belt off. Haha! Got to be jolly careful with this. Oh, there's a way. What you do is you put your fingers in the way of the ratchet end and the glass. belts out and ready to be replaced by some that work. Interesting, isn't it, how today I'm getting on with the important stuff, like seatbelts. You need seatbelts. Today is a surprisingly cold day. Oh, it is November the 7th, so we're due a bit of cold weather. And why am I telling you this? Well, because I'm about to get myself even colder. I cannot stand it any longer. I simply cannot tolerate the dirt on my car anymore. So I'm going to have to wash it and get rid of all the green bits that are lodged in all the gaps everywhere. Yeah, on the inside it's clean. Strange, isn't it? Boaty's the kind of man that likes to keep his car quite clean, but he just doesn't think about the outside. Mind you, if I just look at it from this distance, then it doesn't look dirty, meaning it's not a problem. However, coming down here to deal with it anyway, looking at Nigel. Nigel's returned from his holiday with Steve, and Steve washed it, which I asked him not to do, because look at the terrible job he's done of it. Look at that. Look at that. Right, there, that's what it's supposed to look like when it's been washed. Where has my coat gone? Where has my jacket gone? What have I done with it today? Well then, I'm going to give it 20 minutes of just rigorous cleaning on this, and then I'm off out to get some seat belts. Off out somewhere. I'm now about to take issue with Boaty's OCD. And no, not because of all this green stuff that I've managed to pull out of the crevices, and I have pulled out quite a lot. No, because of this. Not so much that one. It's on the wonk. He hasn't even got it on there straight. I think we can say that looks quite a bit better. No more green bits everywhere. No more. But I haven't finished. Not by a little way. Sorry, old mate, but these are going to have to go. I can't have a wonky Boaty's World sticker on my car. Now you're expecting me to instantly replace those stickers with my own, aren't you? But no, because there are more important things to do. Like polishing those headlamps. Oops! Time to pop out and visit a friend that you all know and like. Do you know what the problem with washing a car like this is? Although it looks better from 10 feet suddenly, when you get 3 or 4 feet off, then you discover all the scratches. So I have some other things I'd quite like to deal with because I don't like scratches. When I drove up here the other day for this first video in this car, not only did I have a whole section where there was no sound because the battery had got flat on my microphone, but some of the other bits where I was driving with the back windows open so you could hear more of the car, the sound was horrendous. That buffeting, buffeting, the air movement, oh shit, there's the fuel light. The fuel light's come on now. Balls. I think I'm about to discover that I can't really drive this car every day very quickly indeed, because now this is a nice test up Blackstone Edge, because normally I'm trying to get up here keeping it in 5th gear, but today I'm still in 5th gear and I'm being slowed down quite heavily by this Volkswagen Fox in front, remaining at under 40 miles per hour. Impressive? I think so. This car looks awful with those bits missing. fuel light's still on, even though I'm going downhill. Strange thought just popping into my mind then. Yesterday was Mrs. Mustard's birthday, so I didn't spend a great deal of time at work. Today it isn't, so I am doing. And you know, I'm missing the dog. I've got a wife and 2 children and a dog, and I just keep having these little thoughts of missing the dog. Isn't that terrible? I don't know why, but the fuel light is still on, even though going downhill it's now saying way over 1/8 of a tank. Now I'm having to stop at some traffic lights, so I thought I'm going to switch the engine off, because that's what you should do anyway, and see what happens when I put it back on again. And what's happened is nothing, it's still on. I was hoping to get some more fuel by setting there. Can you guess where I'm going yet? I'll do that again. Can you guess where I am going yet? Oh, lovely mixed response from the people watching my video. Kind of strange, because I started off my channel being pretty much just Rover, and that's all I had. And then other things have crept in, and there's been resistance. When I've done reviews of cars that aren't British, I've had people unsubscribing or telling me that I shouldn't be doing it, etc. And then I did the ultimate sin to end up with an Audi, and then a Peugeot. And now many people are telling me I've done the wrong thing by swapping the Peugeot for these 3 cars. But I might have done, I don't know yet. I've got a feeling that it's not going to be quite as easy as I was hoping. But I also think if you don't do some sort of challenge, you're just going to get stuck. I feel that unless I'm doing something to challenge myself here, I'm just going to end up just doing little tweaks on Nigel, talking about the Peugeot, etc. The occasional car video and some tidying up. And I reckon some of you might get fed up with that and wish I was doing some more content. The challenge being actually making some money off of this. Can it be done? Will I be able to do it or not? There's a petrol station there, perhaps let's get some. I'm going to reset the trip counter. Oh, there we go. And see how long it takes before the light comes back on. Anyway, that £10 has taken me from just under 1/8 to just under 1/4. And if you're wondering why I'm only putting £10 in a V6, well, I'm not made of money, you know. What makes you think I've got anything else to actually put in there, eh? What do you think I'm doing this for? To make money, not to lose it. That's the kind of fuel challenge that helps me drive a car like this without being a lunatic. I don't really mean a lunatic, I just mean sometimes it's good to drive in a spirited fashion, but most of the time all it does is waste the money that you might not even have. It was probably about 10 miles ago when that fuel light came on, or was it? I don't know. Maybe 10 miles. I'll find out now. Well, I could work it back on the way back. Yeah, I'll do that. That'll be exciting. Now, when I had my other ZT190 back in 2013, I found I would get about 30 miles out of £10 worth of petrol. It was exceedingly disappointing. And I've mentioned that I think this one is going to be better on fuel, but it's not going to be brilliant, is it? It's not going to be, wow, the needle never moves at all. It's not going to be anything like that. Oh look, Happy Valley. You can't have a car like this just to drive it sensibly. It doesn't make any sense, because no, why would you? If you want to just drive with economy in mind, then you'd have yourself, if you need to have a Rover 75, that is a diesel. It's true though, isn't it? You just have a diesel and then you'd not enjoy any of the, I mean, that's it. I said this before, I said this the other day, you have yourself a V6 Rover 75 just so you can listen to it. Nothing else. Unfortunately, it's a very expensive audio track. So now I have my seat belts and they work. So all I've got to do is go and fit them to the car. And it'll be dark by the time I get back, so that'll make it even more fun. Fun, 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 fun. Every day Wednesday, every day you have fun. Having fun with your lemons and your elbow and your turkey too. Now because we're in stationary traffic, I can mess about with the stereo and figure out how it works. CD, there we go. See, USB, auxiliary, BT audio. Tuner, come on. Are we going to do anything? Tuner. Radio 2? Oh dear.
Caught your attention from anywhere across BBC Audio, and that includes radio and podcasts.
Looks like the handbrake might need some adjustment. Bum bum ba 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 ba. Oh, look at that lovely old Volvo. Speaking of Volvos, I can now reveal that I went up to see a Allegro man, but I didn't put him on my video because he doesn't like being on video. He's incredibly shy and he just doesn't feel comfortable with it ever. The next rather exciting question is going to be, will I be able to get all of the way back to work without needing any more fuel? Well, I'm just approaching the petrol station now, where I acquired myself £10 worth of unleaded petrol, and I'll make 2.9 miles I've done since then. I'll try and remember that so I can add that to the overall how much can you get out of a tenner conundrum, question, challenge. Ooh! Close the window. Another reason to get this sorted out tonight is that I hate looking at that and seeing all this chaos. It's bad enough having no headlining or no proper headlining, but having seats missing and bits of wires all over the place makes it look like it's an unfinished dressing of a lamp shop, and that's not the look I'm going for. What lovely colours! Although most of the leaves have all fallen off, these yellow ones look particularly handsome. What I need to do is acquire a car that I start off by thinking, I don't like this, I don't want it, and I just can't wait to get rid of it. But instead, I find myself thinking, ooh, what a lovely thing to keep. What a lovely thing to keep hold of. I'll soon get fed up with the fuel economy though, mark my words. I've been thinking about my old 190 quite a bit with its fuel economy, because 30 miles was what I got out of a tenner, and then I traded that in against a Mercedes 250C estate on an S-Reg, and it was really, really scruffy, but I liked the car. Now that had a 2.5 litre 5-cylinder diesel, which sounded really good. But that wasn't particularly good on fuel. As far as I remember, I think I struggled to get about 50 miles out of a tenner on that one. And it's an unusual way of calculating miles. But when you, I'm sure many people can relate to this. You put £10 in, you see how far you get with it. But what I'm actually thinking here is that if something like this could do about 50 miles out of a tenner, actually I wasn't even putting my foot down too much there. I went up to about 3,500 RPM, and that's enough to get that sound. So what I'm thinking is, if this car could do, say, 50 miles from a £10 note, that would be fine, because it's not horrible fuel economy after all. And then it means that you've got that sound that you can just listen to and feel all happy and tingly, because it just sounds it's much nicer than having a diesel clattering away. Well, I'm back at work and it is almost dark, but guess what? It doesn't matter, because I can move Nigel out of the way and put this inside. And at this point, the microphone runs out of battery. But you can't complain. It's already 22 minutes into the video. It's not like it happened at 4 minutes or 4 minutes. Looks really rather shiny in here, doesn't it? That's deceptive. But anyway, I shall now replace these 3 seat belts and put all the trim back together before I go home. Because I don't want to use the Land Rover. I want to use this. I'm going against what I'm supposed to be doing, but I want to use this. Three working seat belts. It's almost a luxury. Night vision certainly improved a little bit with the headlamp polish. I haven't worked exceedingly hard today, but I have worked and done things. I've got things sorted. Yeah, car clean, headlamps polished, wonky sticker removed, seat belts fitted. Good start. Well done, Stigbürt. And now, if you have watched this video, thank you. If you've liked it, thank you. If you're a subscriber, thank you. If you're a channel member, super thank you. If you're one of those people that have pressed the unlike button, fair enough, that's up to you. I hope you feel some sense of achievement. I hope it helps you get to sleep tonight. One way of improving your life is to dislike other people's videos. So you crack on, enjoy yourself, knock yourself out, as they say. Where has my coat gone? Where has my jacket gone? What have I done with my yellow jacket? It's orange. Where has my coat gone? Where has my jacket gone? Where has I mean, what have I done with it? What am I going to do? Make a song up about needing to wear a coat because it's cold to warm myself up, just in case I can't find it. Nice idea. I could always just go and look in the MG and the other lockup because I know it's there.